Hello. Hi y'all. It's time for your weekly coffee break video. Hi, how you doing? So no apology, but explanation for wearing my Christmas get up today, because I know it's on the early side. Not everyone celebrates Christmas, not everyone goes into holiday season. But for us, this week we've been to see some friends and they have had their Christmas tree up and are in their Christmas zone. And so we put our Christmas jumpers on and Christmas earrings and all sorts to go and see them. And I thought I'm going to bring this into this space today because this month I've been really blessed to meet up with some friends who are people it's not always easy to get together with because of complications of social arrangements around their families, which come up in all kinds of ways for us. And so when you do have those moments where you manage to come into a space together, where you can have a hug, where you can be in the same room together, where you can share games, interactions, conversations, you remember the blessings that they really are, that we can so easily take for granted because, when we have them all the time. And so I'm really focused on that, the real blessings of that and feeling that in my own life and remembering those moments that feel like the everyday, the every moment times when our children are growing up actually are the special moments, those times that often for us fall over the holiday season or we feel the lack of over the holiday season, I know. But those times of connection can be as simple as sitting, chatting with our child on a Monday morning, or having a little cuddle before they get into bed. And it's easy for all of us, me too, to come into that with, I suppose, just a case of getting through it sometimes, a feeling of getting through it sometimes because we're tired or we're busy or, and there's no shame for that, no berating. But it's nice to stop and remember that these things are precious and we can get to treasure them. So I wanted to talk about the gorgeousness of celebrating in your own way that my friends that we've been to see this week have embraced for us. But first, can I give a shout out? Not only am I wearing my Christmas get up, I'm also wearing this amazing loom band and bead bracelet that I was made that says tap, tap, tap on it. I was like, I'm wearing that for my video. I'm so excited. I've got these amazing, this collection of loom band videos, loom band bracelets that they've made me before, and lovely friendship bracelet and all kinds of things. So I've put all these treasures on. This is my new one. It says tap, 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 because I'm the tapping lady. And I was like, oh, that's so awesome. So I was very excited and promised to give it a shout out on the video. And festive stuff has been a big part of our life this week too. Our daughter loves the holidays, loves special occasions, and really likes to milk it, the planning, the looking forward to, really getting in the zone, little step by step, getting that special mug out, having a seasonal candle, looking around the shops at all the things, thinking and choosing how things are going to be put together, and that's her thing. And so we've been embracing that space. For some people, they're just like, oh, what is all this stuff around? It's too early, I don't like it, or it's not aligned with their values, it's not something they celebrate. For some of us, it's that we've got children who get overwhelmed, who don't enjoy holiday season stuff, so we're all in a different place and a different space with this. I'm not trying to make it about enjoying and embracing Christmas or holidays in general at all. You do you. But what I really wanted to bring into this space was enjoying doing it your way. Because the family that we've been to see this week, our gorgeous friends, they felt like now was the moment, especially for somebody who, like her daughter, is PDA, which is part of the autism spectrum. It can be very much that seasonal stuff can feel like overwhelming or just like something you have to conform to. It's like a societal norm. And so for lots of different reasons, they can push away from it. But sometimes our children, young people are amazing teachers of how we can, dance to our own tune and do things our way. And so sometimes, like in this situation, you could say, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it my way. And this is the time. And I just really enjoyed being in that space of saying, yes, now, this is the moment. Doesn't matter what's on the calendar. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Doesn't matter what else is to come either, because who knows, the Christmas tree may or may not stay up until what we call Christmas on the calendar. Now, in this moment, we are here together. We're enjoying the lights, we're enjoying looking at the ornaments and the decorations, we're wearing our Christmas jumpers, we've got our silly Santa hats on, we're playing games. Now is this moment. And just jumping into it. And, our children are amazing teachers for us of that, coming into the present moment and enjoying it for what it is, if we allow ourselves to really be in that space. So I just really wanted to bring that, I guess, that invitation to explore in yourself as you are coming into the holiday season, noticing what rules, what expectations, what ideas, what pressures, what tensions you might be carrying that actually might be meaning that you're missing the beauty of what is in front of you right now, whatever that looks like, however that is, and there's so many layers to that, isn't there? But I just really wanted to explore with you that space as you're moving into that busy period. And I know how overwhelming it can get, especially coming into December for so many parents. And there's a lot of external pressures, stuff in the calendar, fitting in friends and family around holidays, and, financial pressure as well. And it's just patronising and not helpful for me to ask you to let go of it. Presents, not presents, they say, all those kind of like cheesy things. Not that they're untrue, but there are layers to it, and it's complex. And there's a lot of wounding and trauma and pressure and tension that we carry at this time. And I just really want to honour that. And we are where we are, and that's okay. But I also want to allow you to invite yourself into deep invitation to, is there something that you are able to let go of in terms of your expectations that kind of put things out there in the future that keep them at arm's length, because it's like, oh, I really want to make that day special, or I really want this to work out well, or, this is how it needs to be. And is there something in that you could let go of and allow yourself kind of to be a witness, an observer of what's happening around you, and invite yourself to enjoy it as it is, for what it is. It might seem every day. It might seem really pedestrian and dull and boring, but actually, can you make it magical, that sort of seasonal magic that we all desire so much, that magic of feeling lit up inside, of feeling joy because of this ordinary everyday moment that you do have gifted to you? Is there something in that for you? I just wanted to bring that possibility. So as always, I'm going to get my cards out. I've got our personal empowerment cards, wisdom for healing cards, as they're called. I'm going to give them a shuffle and see if one's got a message, a seasonal message for us. Actually, this week we are off to do a midweek break, as us home-eders get blessed to do, because we're a home-ed family. We can go in the quieter term time, which means that holidays are much more accessible for our needs. So we are off to do a little break this week at good old Butlins. If you're in the UK like me, the classic holiday destination, by reputation at least, which is Butlins, which for us is a bit of a holiday, as in holiday season time, because we traditionally go in that sort of like, we're a bit earlier this year, the way it worked out, the normal week, and normally as they go into that sort of Christmas zone. So I think it's going to ignite that feeling. We're going to be with family, and we're going to be just having lots of fun, nice food, nice drinks, lots of games. We always take lots of games with us, fairground rides, lots of shows, party, busy. So I feel like I'm in that zone in lots of ways at the moment. Right, what card have you got for us, deck? Just waiting for one to get my attention, and it's inviting me to, oh, thank you. Okay, right. Ah, lovely. So this is the card. I'll just cover up the words for a minute to give you a chance to have a look at the art and be invited into the space from the image alone, and then I'll read it. Gorgeous. So it actually says surrender to the divine. The divine will sit differently for each of you as a choice of word. So you could think of it as something that is a higher guidance for you if you have a belief system around a god, goddesses, angels, or it might be tuning into your higher self, your highest wisdom, your greatest knowing, the depth which is your wholeness and your truth beyond your kind of like ego mind and small scared self that we so often are living from and speaking from, because I just did that with my throat. I was drawn to that attention. Okay, so the lesson on the back says, identify one fear that you need to surrender unconditionally into the hands of the divine. I wonder if there's anything coming up from what I've shared about the season coming up. There's a lot of us in this space in resistance-free parenting who are here because, you know, we're walking a different path. Our children are showing us differences or different ways, or we're choosing a different path as a family. And we can hold a lot of fear, especially around times that can feel like pressure from outside, to either to be able to meet up or meet certain goals or meet others' needs, or an internal pressure to make something, you know, whatever our inner child or our inner parent has got a script about what it should mean. There can be a lot of fear in that. So I wonder if there's something in what I'm sharing there for you. Identify one fear that you need to surrender unconditionally into the hands of the divine. So you're not letting go of hope. You're not letting go of desire. You're not letting go of your preferences. But you are saying, I see there is a greater presence and power that is steering this ship than small me, who can only see this moment, who is a bit scared and feeling limited. And I'm actually going to hand this over and try and enjoy the ride a bit more, because it is taken care of. And I'm going to look for the gifts and the goodness and the blessings in what is here. Okay. It's asking you to put the emphasis on the unconditional. And this is the really challenging bit, and what in resistance-free parenting that I'm always inviting us into. And we use tools like the EFT tapping to support us in releasing those blockages and those walls that we have to being able to be in the unconditional, because we all have them all the time, new layers of them. But that unconditional sense of acceptance of others, of the situation, of ourselves that we get invited into over and over again on new levels. Okay. This can entirely change your life. Your goal is to lift the burden of fear from your soul. And I had a real flutter of this lovely, light, playful energy just came through me as I said that. It really came up from the root of my being, up. And it was just this lovely, you know, lightness of letting go of that fear of the what if it doesn't live up to, what if it's not good enough for, you know, what if it is just this experience? Because actually, you know, I shared we've got a holiday coming up next week. We often have these like little short breaks through the year. We go and do a little caravan break for a few days, you know, break it up. That works really well for us. And when you have a holiday coming up, or a holiday such as Christmas, you know, either kind, you know, it can feel like things have just got to be a certain way. And actually, the reality is that all of life, each moment, holiday or not, contains what we perceive as good and what we perceive as bad. It contains shadow, it contains light. Everything is the wholeness of all of that. And it's really the lens that we're looking through that gives us that experience. So, you know, and me too, you know, when we're away next week, there's a lovely lightness of me, of appreciation of the connection with family and the joyous things we're doing and the treats we're having, you know. But of course, there's times where I'm tired, where I'm grumpy. Sometimes we get sick. You know, these things happen too. They don't go away just because they're our special times, in inverted commas, you know. It's the same as all the rest of life. It's the lens we're looking through. And it's just a really lovely invitation for us to come into this present moment now and taking it for what it is. And really that invitation on the card of releasing the fear is an essential part of that, isn't it? Because if we're held in fear, it's really hard to stay open to enjoying what is here now, as we've got this tenseness. In EFT tapping terms, we talk about this static in our body's energy system. In resistance-free parenting, I talk about the resistance that we feel. It's all the same thing. It's that, like, is our energy open and receiving this moment now as it is, this experience now as it is, or is it tense? Is it closed off? And that's not like where I am, you know, I've got the certificate, I'm open now, all is well, I'm now a marvellous parent, off I go. It's like of an ever changing in the moment thing. And the wonderful thing about that is that in any moment that we found ourselves feeling a bit tense, feeling a bit resistant, feeling a bit closed off, we can notice it, make it conscious, and invite ourselves to relax and surrender and open again. As simple as that, just a little pivot. And it really is about awareness. It's about bringing our consciousness. It's about bringing our choice. And we can also use things that support us in that awareness. You know, awareness is enough. Awareness is everything, you know, but actually there are wonderful things that support us in that journey into awareness and in that journey of release. So EFT tapping is my preferred tool to use for that. As well as things like meditation and yoga and getting out in nature and all those wonderful things we know, breath work, you know. So if you have other techniques that support you, oh, how brilliant. EFT tapping is one that I really love because it's a self-help tool. It's really easy and quick to use, and it's the most effective release technique that I've come across. It really releases tension from the whole system, from the body's nervous system. It brings us out of that fight, flight, freeze, fawn response and allows us to be more relaxed and open, like I was talking about, in a very direct and impactful way. So I love it. And you can do it, you know, at home, and it's so quick and easy, as well as being free because it's a self-help tool. So I love to share that. But it is just a tool. The journey is the awareness, it is the choosing, and that's yours to choose. You always have the choice. You're always, you know, the one who picks whether you do that or not. Okay, so I think the other thing to say about that is just great tenderness and love and compassion of yourself for being where you are. I think often when we get these invitations to release, our conditioned mind, our traumatized mind, you know, who's grown up in this world, can often hear criticism, a lot of self-criticism, and can often perceive pressure. It's like, I need to be there, I need to have done that, I need to do better, I need to release. And it's not, it's a gentleness, it's an invitation to know that we deserve to feel better, and we're unconditionally loved and plenty and enough right where we are, always coming back to that space. Because just like we're living this life, we're growing and we're having new experiences and we're learning new things, you know, there's always going to be more to know and more to release. And so it's not about, you know, reaching the peak of the mountain, because there's just another mountain around the corner. So be gentle with yourself, take your time, be compassionate, give yourself lots of love. And I'm not going to do a full tapping with you today, but if anything is arising for you now, I just want you to notice it. And if you feel called to, you can join me really simply just jumping in the feeling that's coming up for you. So the thought or the feeling that's coming up for you now, and just tapping on these acupoints, just while you've got that feeling there, if it's already on the surface from something I've shared, maybe you're feeling a bit of tension, a bit of sadness, a bit of irritation, frustration at me, the message, yourself, it doesn't matter. Just notice what's there and just tap around these points with me. And it's just going to soothe the nervous system and on the collarbone here. And you can just really jump in and do this anytime you like, under the arm, just tapping around these points while you're feeling that feeling that's come up. Some of you are, I'm just going to chat while I'm tapping around the points. Some of you are joining me already in the free tapping taster that I'm running on Facebook and trying out a little bit more EFT tapping for yourself. Tap, tap, tap. Some of you are already in my membership space and I'm enjoying working with you all so much. And if you are the parent of a PDAer like me and us in my membership space, you might like to listen out to hear about when I'm opening the doors again in January. That might be something that would feel really nourishing for you after this holiday time, to come into a new year in community with those who can receive you in understanding and compassion and share some release work with you where you're at. And some of you are already working with me one-to-one. I do have some limited spaces, so especially around weekends, and that works for my family time to put some one-to-one clients in to do, I can do EFT tapping coaching and support with you. I also do offer, because some people have asked for this, a parent support, a safe space, because my initial training was an integrative counsellor and I've worked as a parent supporter, and some people are just feeling very raw, sore, in crisis, and actually need somebody safe to hold some space and hear them, and that's where they're at right now. And so I have honoured that by making that a part of my services too. And if that's what you're wanting, to just really be held and heard right now, that's an option too. And we could do a mixture with some tapping when it feels good. So just reach out with my email if you would like to know about what the services, times and the investment costs are for those things anytime. And of course, all my social spaces are all welcoming you, not just to connect with me, but to connect with your community and those who are interested in, sharing these times with you and growing and learning with you. Lots and lots of love to you. Have a beautiful week. I will see you on the other side of our holly bobs. And just be really kind to yourself. We really are coming into that time where, we can become like pressure cookers if we're not conscious, and really miss the chance for ourselves, not just our families, but ourselves, to feel all the stuff that we really say that we want when, Christmas comes around and we watch all those Christmas movies, peace, joy, love. You deserve to have that. Choose it inside yourself. Okay, my lovelies. Bye.